Hello guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Alternate Future of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw the continuation of the alternate future of World War IV, and in today's episode, we will be seeing the end of it, and in the next episode, we will see the complete peace treaty. So let's get started. Starting off in Europe, where this all began. Rome is continuing to invade into the Dutch team as they are at this point being able to overwhelm them. However, in the south, we do see the purple team is being slightly overwhelmed as well. So they will eventually kind of call out for a bit of help to slow down the fascist countries. And we do see a couple countries respond to this. Those countries are Greece, Ireland, Finland, and Estonia. So all four of those countries will send help to the purple team. Greece will help fight off the fascist countries in the fascist countries in the south, mostly West Africa and uh, the Dark Cyan team. I don't know why I couldn't think of it for whatever reason. But we also see the Farmers Union helping out with this to make it a bit more fair. Or not to make it a bit more fair, but like to hopefully help defeat the fascist countries. Whereas Finland, Estonia, they will be helping out mostly with Norway against the Swedish rebellion and Poland with their invasion. And then Ireland kind of on their own side. But with Ireland, surprise invasion, it will be fairly easy as nobody in the entire world expected this, even though this is a canon event. Ish. It is canon that Ireland helped in the war. I don't think it's canon that um they responded to Rome calling out for help, but they will be able to completely secure the British Isles and make a landing in Normandy. Meanwhile, up in Norway, their return invasion of Sweden will go quite well. We also see a naval landing being made by Finland as they're able to capture these like Stockholm area. I still don't have any like province map, nothing. So if someone does have that, I would gladly take it. Uh, Eventually, Sweden will fall over to Norway, and Norway can refocus on invading the Dutch team. Their invasions heading southward are much more successful, as this is kind of becoming a choke point for the purple and Dutch team, or for the purple and Norwegian teams against the Dutch team. Poland will continue to push into this area, and eventually the Dutch will be completely kicked out as we see Finnish and Estonian troops arriving in this area, as well as even some gold team troops. Heading a bit southwards now, with the help of Greece and the Farmers Union, the purple team will be able to slightly be able to push back all three of the fascist nations invading them. And now we move on a little bit east, where the invasion of the pink team is going quite well. There is a country secretly supplying these two nations here. However, they will be remaining anonymous. Eventually, we see just a major encirclement of pink team troops, and it just completely collapses. The fascist front is, in most areas, falling. And the gold team is still going it somewhat well in some areas. Their biochemical weapons are definitely helping, though. And over here in the southern South America, it's going both ways. And in Northern America, it's leaning more toward the side of democracy and communism. Moving on, but we actually won't be in South America yet, as the um, as we see the dark sign Russian country is you know, is now just like completely destroying the the pink team. I don't know why I could not think of that, but their invasion is going perfectly to plan. The rebellion in the east is going to continue to pick up speed, and eventually the country will collapse over to the rebellion. In the uh, this region, I did it. Okay, never mind. Alright, the orange team will continue their invasion. The orange team will continue their invasion into the lime team. They're like they are also invading into these areas. What else stuffed up? The orange team will continue invading into these areas. However, it also is being regained by India. Eventually, Indian control over all of their territory in here is gained, or almost all of it. But let's see, the old empire continued to push to the country. Just note, like while I'm doing the main parts of the rebellion, also the areas where the rebellion has invaded are also getting pushed into. But here, eventually, the end of the lime team occurs, and we move more east. Is now Indian troops can focus in the uh, eastern part. They'll begin to invade into Bangladesh, and now fighting, as they already were fighting a three-front war. It just their country pretty much collapsed under all the pressure, and they will eventually have to be able to surrender. And now there are three fronts left in the entire world: the African, South American, four fronts, the Oceanic, and the European front. Up in the European front, eventually, Ireland makes a landing just south of the capital, and they are able to take the capital, forcing the Dutch team to surrender. So this also means that the purple team will be getting their land back, and they'll now be able to focus in on fighting the Dark Cyan team and the West Africans. We actually see the West Africans just like pull back from the area here, pulling their navy inland. And we do see the purple team initially following, but then just after almost all of the Dark Cyan team is captured, global news occurs. 3 biochemical plants and the 2 nuclear storage areas in the gold team were just nuked, and a 6th nuke was recently launched and hit the capital. Everybody wonders who did this. Yes, this is the same canon event that had actually happened. This West Africa had nuked the gold team and exited the war. With this, the gold team is not able to push back as much as, or push inward as much as they did. And their front in the red and yellow teams will completely collapse, and the Tanzanian front will regain its democratic momentum. That's probably not the right word, but probably not the right wording, but well, almost all of the original Tanzanian land is recaptured, and invasions into the gold team will start happening again. Over in Oceania, the red team is able to capture the capital of the blue team, which I believe was right here. If not, it was over here. But the red team will be able to capture all of the coastline, and considering how much how much of this is just like outback, the blue team will surrender, and the red team the red Australians will also announce their exit of the war, and Papua New Guinea will be gaining that land back. And now, there are just 2 fronts left in the war. Without the biochemical weapons, the old empire will be able to restart their invasion into the gold team. Hold on while I read this. Oh well. The gold team's stop. The gold team's puppet state will quickly fall over to the old empire, as well as most of the gold team's northern land. This will also be including their control in Asia, and a landing is made into the mainland and central lands. India will then begin a invasion into the gold team, capturing this island and making a landing in the Horn of Africa. Eventually, the rest of the South African forces will be able to push out the gold team entirely, and the gold team's army becomes completely overwhelmed by the sheer power of all these countries. These countries will send special units into the radiated areas, and eventually the gold team will fall. Now there is these two countries here. They will announce their surrender just a couple days apart from each other. Yeah. And now there's one front left in the entire world, the Brazilian. You see many of the countries that exited the war still slightly supplying Brazil. These include countries like West Africa and Red Australia. Even the gold team still has supplies being sent over. But eventually, after slight pushes into rainforest, into the Amazon rainforest specifically, we see Brazil surrender over to America, Mexico, Central America. Leaves one spot left. Brazil will still send in their forces to this country, and these forces will be able to quite quickly wipe them out, meaning there is no democracy left in the entire continent of South Africa. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next.